I'm making a very quick midweek meal prep right now, and I thought to just bring you guys along. I kind of just went to my fridge and to my pantry, saw what I already had in hand, and I'm just going to cook a few meals for the week. So I'm making a pasta dish today, I'm making a soup, and I'm making a salad. But I only have an hour to do this, and I'm filming, which always takes longer. If you're watching this video, means that I was able to do it. So let's get going. I already have some pasta water going here. I also like to pull out my ingredients of things that I'm going to work, so I don't have to be running to my fridge every time. Because I'm very short in time today, I'm trying to be efficient. I already have even the pans that I'm going to work here today. I have this where I'm going to render the bacon, cook the kale to add to the pasta, and I have the little sauce pot there where I'm going to be cooking the soup. And this burner here doesn't work. So I had some kale. This is not from a garden. My garden is kind of dormant right now, so they're from the farmer's market. I have just washed them. I'm just going to clean and show you guys how I do it. I had roasted some of this and we didn't get to eat it all, so this is going to be part of my pasta too. And I'm going to use some bacon that I had left over, and I just wanted to get to use that. I'm going to do this bacon two ways. I'm going to dice some to put in here to add to our pasta, and the rest I'm just going to cook in a sheet pan to go in our salad. I always like to put parchment below just because it's easy to clean. I do not have a dishwasher, especially on days that I have to cook to be super fast like today. I'm going to add this too to cook the bacon, so I'm just putting this little rack on top of the sheet pan, and I'm going to lay this bacon over here. So that was 5 pieces. So let me wash my hands for a second. And going to put this bacon here. Now these are pretty thin, so they're probably going to cook pretty fast. So I'll start with 10 minutes and check. Okay. I'm going to clean this kale real quick, and half is going to be for the pasta, half is going to be for the salad. To clean kale, I just like to pull this from the stem like that. But I always use the stem of the kale as well, even if they're big like this. I just make sure that I'll slice it really thin. I don't want to get my cutting board greasy, that's why I didn't do the bacon first. I am going to just slice the kale stems really quick. Now we're going to do the bacon real quick, and I'm going to turn this on already. I want it to be not too hot, but a little hot for the bacon to start rendering. I'm not using any oil in here. The bacon's gonna render its fat, then I'm gonna saute the kale on it. Just open this in here. There's already some salt. I'm gonna cook the pasta. This is linguine. Every time I cook pasta, I just cook the whole thing. If I do have leftover, it's already another meal for the week. Usually a whole package gives about 4 meals, and this one is about 10 minutes. I do like to cook a little less, about 8, depending if I'm going to meal prep, so for when it heats up and it'll rest in the fridge for a while, it won't get super soft. Timer here for 8 minutes. I can find my tongue right now, so I'm just going to use my tooth. I always like to kind of move it around so it doesn't stick, but I do not add oil to my pan. I don't need to. Just a little salt is fine. I only have one cast iron pan in my place. I have a very small, I live in New York City, I live in a small apartment, so I don't have a ton of pots and pans, so obviously this pan looks very small for the amount of kale that we have, but it's alright. If I need to, I'll cook in batches. So what I like to do, I'll put a handful, saute it up to kind of lose its volume, and then I'll add some more. I'm going to already set up my strainer in the sink. So once the pasta is done, I can just move it to there right away. Now this bacon, I like it to get a little crispier before I get the kale going. I think I forgot to put a timer for the bacon. It looks pretty pale still, so I think it might come up at the same time as the pasta. So this is starting to look good. It's starting to get a little crispy. I'm going to add the kale stems first, because I want to make sure that it gets cooked down. Then at this point, I'm going to add some salt. I use Maldon salt for this. This one looks a little fine. Use a little coarser. Just a little salt to help pull out the moisture of the kale, and also to build flavor. I'm just going to let this cook for another minute before I add all of this kale. I'll check on the pasta right now. I don't want to lose the color in this. I'm just going to cook for a little bit, and I'm going to add the scale now. I have this thing here. It's a reusable silicone lid. I just put in there so it'll make it steam for a little bit. And then once I take it out, the volume has reduced and then everything kind of fits in there. And while that's going, I'm going to cut this squash. I like to keep my cutting board clean, so I try to wipe it as I go. So it almost looks like it was steamed just because I put the lid in there, and now it will be much easier for me to move things around. I'm going to turn it off because I don't want this bacon, the scale, to overcook. Again, taste it and season it again, a little bit more salt and some fresh black pepper. But my timer just went up, so I'm going to take this pasta and drain and also pull out the bacon that's in the oven right now. This is very thin bacon. So I like to take it out just right before done because it kind of keeps cooking. And actually, now that I think about it, I also needed that bacon for my soup. Doing this video kind of distracted me, and I forgot about bacon for the soup, but it's alright. It's a very easy to fix. Actually, I'm gonna use the bacon fat that came out, the drippings from there, and I'm gonna start the soup with that because I'm gonna make a speedy soup, and maybe chop a couple bacons and let the other 3 to be for the salad. This is ready. And one meal is done. Usually I always have stock at home, and I always save my scraps to cook, but I just used the last batch that I had. This doesn't need to be super flavorful, it's gonna be better than just putting water. Also, vegetable stock does not need to cook for that long, so about 20 minutes cooking, it's already a good time. I'm gonna move this pan actually to this side over here. And I'll let this kind of come to a boil and simmer while I'm cutting the other stuff, and then I'm just gonna work in the salad real fast. I don't want to create a lot of dishes right now, so I'm just going to cut the onions and put right back where I put the celery as well. Now that that's out of the way, I'm just going to cut an apple. I don't want this apple to taste like onion, so I'm going to go ahead and wash this cutting board before I get this apple here. And while it's still going, I'm just going to real quick bake the pecan. So I'm going to use the same pan that the bacon was. I'm going to remove this actually. I'm going to add this. I also have some pumpkin seeds, so I'm going to add that to the mix as well. Just going to drizzle a little maple syrup on this. Put a little smoked paprika in there. You can put a little cayenne if you want to make it spicy. This is already boiling. I'm going to turn it low just to start simmering. And I'm going to go with my hands and I'm going to kind of toss everything together. Make sure everything is very nice and coated. And I'm just going to wash my hands again and add this to the oven. I'm just going to bake this for at 350 for 10 to 15 minutes. Just be careful, this can burn pretty fast, so make sure you keep an eye on right here so I can smell them when they're ready too. And I'm only going to add a little sprinkle of salt once they come out of the oven, so that will be nice and stick in there. Okay, great. So now it's time to strain this stock and get our soup cooking. Assemble everything and we'll be done. What I'm going to do is just I'm going to strain this stock right in this bowl. A good thing about adding onion peels to your stock is this gives this amazing deep golden brown color. I'm going to be using the same pan. I'm going to start with some of that bacon fat. So this is the bacon fat. I'm just going to throw this right here in this pan. I'm going to use a little spatula to help it because I don't want to waste too much. bacon fattens in here. I don't mind if there's some dripping, but you could have strained that as well. My strain is with a bunch of red scraps right now, so I didn't do it. But once this is already hot, I'm gonna throw the onions and the celery. Let it cook just for a minute. Adding a little bit of that bacon that I had. Let's cut the real fast. The nuts should be coming out of the oven anytime now. Oh, it should go a little longer. Alright, so you're not trying to caramelize this or make that brown, just a little soft is fine. We're adding these ring split peas in here. Okay, just like to coat a little bit of the oil, then I'm gonna add the stock that we just made. A little hot this bowl, so I'm gonna be careful. Some thyme. Couple bay leaves in there. I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt. I had this left over. I'm just gonna add this, whatever I had left over. So if I need more at the end, I'll add more. I'm also adding some chili flakes. I'm going to move this to the back now. I can smell the cans must be ready. I'm gonna move this to the back burner. Wait until it comes up to a boil, then I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, let that cook there. But now it's time for me to assemble the pasta and the salad. I'm going to rotate this. It's looking good, but I think it needs another minute. Yeah, one more minute. I'm going to clean up real quick, and I'm going to use the same space to assemble the meals for the week. The cans are ready. I'm just going to take it out. Wow, it looks lovely. Look at this. Now I'm just going to sprinkle with some salt. It smells amazing. So we're going to start with the salad first. For the kale, I like to massage it if I'm eating it raw, because kale can be pretty fibrous. You can put a little salt in there if you like, and a little lemon juice or olive oil. So I just wanted to kind of break down a little bit so it's a little bit easier to eat as raw as a salad. So you massage it good. You want to break down, so you go kind of firmly, not like this, you know. You're getting there, and that's good. So I'm making 4 salads, so just a couple of days worth of salads. You have these really small containers in here for salads. We don't like to eat much for lunch because if it gets too full, it's very hard to stay productive. Yeah, apple's gonna look pretty huge in here. Then I'm going to put some of this squash in here in this salad. The rest of the squash, whatever's left over, is going to go in our pasta. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some apples. Alright, so now I'm going to put some of this bacon in here. Actually, I also have some blue cheese, I think, gorgonzola, actually, in the fridge. I think I'm gonna add that to here as well. A little cheese will go good with this salad. Even better, we had some goat cheese. I'm gonna add some goat cheese to this. Now let me taste this nuts. Oh, they're not as hot anymore. So good. They cooled out pretty fast. I'm gonna go ahead and put them over in this salad too. This is gonna be a really good salad. Here we go. Here are the salads, and I still have all of these nuts left that can be used for something else through the week too. They'll keep well as well. And now that the salads are ready, I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the pasta. I'm gonna move this out of my way. And I'm going to move this guys in here, get some, just toss it around, had some olive oil in here. I'm gonna transfer to these containers. Okay. I could also have tossed the pasta with this. I don't want to use metal in that stuff. But it's okay to kind of just lay on top. Just to make sure that I do kind of an even layer. Wash my hands real quick again. Right now, just gonna add the squash. Oops. And this is the mozzarella cheese. I had it cut in there. It's full fat mozzarella. I like to kind of tore down the pieces. And we're done. I'm actually going to sprinkle some chili flakes into this too. Some fresh pepper. Alright, now I have all these meals over here. So we have 8 meals, and we still have the soup cooking. That's going to give us another 4 portions. So just made 12 meals in less than an hour. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up and put these meals away. Clean the kitchen and put everything else away. So if you have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you found any value in this video, please make sure to give a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more cooking and also more gardening for the gardening season that's coming up next year. If you have any questions about anything, just please make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.